Translating word for word in your head is what keeps you slow and stuck in Spanish. But you can actually train your brain to think in Spanish instead. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step.
Me llamo Hamid, tengo 16 años y hablo estos idiomas con fluidez. Me volví fluido en español después de solo 120 horas de estudio y ahora ayudo a otros a aprender español más rápido.
Podré para mejorar mi español cuando no tengo mucho tiempo libre para estudiar español.
You know, one of the first things I noticed when I started coaching people was that most people were basically speaking Spanish in this way of thinking of the sentence in English and then translating every word to Spanish and then just saying the output. And this way led them to basically get every single sentence wrong. And that makes complete sense when you actually understand what's going on there. People fall for a translation trap, I like to call it, where they speak Spanish with English logic. The problem here is that English and Spanish operate on completely different logic. It's almost like asking a Python programmer to just do JavaScript. Do you know what I mean? Even though code looks like code, they're fundamentally different. And that's why they're called programming languages, because they operate on a different logic. And so that's why translating keeps you stuck and slow. It doesn't account for logic. And so if you are sitting there translating every single word in your head in English and just doing a word for word input-output translation, the problem here is that you haven't understood and used the logic of Spanish. And that second part is really, really important. Both understood and used. Because we get better at what we do by doing it. Like, you get better at X by doing X. And so think about it like this. Like, doing hundreds of push-ups strengthens your chest more than reading about push-ups, right? Like, that's like obvious. That's like something that we all accept. But then when it comes to Spanish and getting better at, for example, speaking, we do everything but speaking. And so in this case, what we're talking about is that you get better at thinking in Spanish by thinking in Spanish. And so the underlying thing here is that we want to start using the logic of Spanish, okay? Well, there are a couple ways to tackle this. And in this video, I'm going to go through the actual exercise that we can do to actually do this. But the first step is actually just understanding the logic of Spanish, okay? In this video, I'm specifically going to go through how to use it. But first, you just want to understand the logic of Spanish. And that's where I teach a framework called the 3 W's. And that's what comes to understanding the logic and the why behind Spanish grammar. So basically, think about it as asking the question why for every sentence. Why is it like this? What are the steps that we need to take to get to that sentence? Those are the types of questions that you want to be asking to understanding the logic of Spanish. Oh, and if you're just getting started, I definitely recommend checking out the Speedy Spanish Roadmap. It's a free course I created to help you start learning Spanish using these methods, and you'll find it in the first link in the description. But when it comes to the actual issue of thinking in English and then translating every word, there what's happening is we're not speaking Spanish. And so just like how we get better at thinking in Spanish by thinking in Spanish, we get better at speaking Spanish by speaking Spanish. And this is where I did a framework I like to call the SIR ladder. And the first step is just to speak, right? You want to be actually speaking real world Spanish. And then it's understanding what you're saying, right? So you say things and then understanding how to say that, specifically with Spanish logic, right? Specifically with the real frameworks behind that. And then finally, it's just repeating those 2 steps, okay? And this is why it's called SIR, it's S-U-R, because that's what builds that sort of nature, that reflex. You do the thing that you want to get good at over and over again. It seems very simple, right? Oh, do the thing that you want to get good at over and over again. Now the question is just, okay, how should we do this with thinking in Spanish? How should we think/speak in Spanish? Well, I use a framework called Narrate, Elaborate, and Contemplate. And there are 3 steps, which is just to narrate, to elaborate, and to contemplate. So to narrate is to tell a story or report like an event or something, right? And when you think about it, every single conversation always starts with that. It starts with a narration. It starts with, oh, hey, what did you do this summer? It's always either a commentary or a report or a story or something like that. And that's also one of the benefits of going through it in this framework, where when you think about it in this way, then you actually emulate a conversation. And I assume if you're watching this channel, your goal is conversational fluency. And this framework just goes through the first step, which is just speaking, okay? What we're doing here is SIR, right? We're speaking, and then we want to understand that thing. So for speaking, we always want to start with a narration, okay? Then we go to elaboration, which is to add details, to specify, to explain, right? Elaborate. And so I like to think about this as stages in a conversation, okay? And remember, by the way, so far we're just talking about speaking. We're just talking about getting words out of your mouth in order to think in Spanish, okay? And then the last step is to contemplate. And this is where you sort of reach a higher level. You ask the question why. You basically you get into more hypothetical thoughts. And this is where you get into a more high level vocabulary. You can think about this as almost like debate language, where people question everything and sort of, provide arguments, provide analogies. And that to me is the highest level of communication and language, because you're trying to communicate something very abstract and difficult to understand, right? You can imagine a lot of these debaters use very complex words, lots of buzzwords, right? But there's a reason why they are forced to use such words, because their thoughts are also abstract. They're trying to share an argument, and that requires nuance and big buzzwords, that people like to call it. So that's the framework. Narrate, elaborate, contemplate. That's how I like to just speak, okay? So moving on to the second step, which is to understand. This is where we try to understand how to say things with Spanish logic. And so I want to highlight the difference between logic and memorization. You see, if you think about a builder who's going to build a building, the builder who has a blueprint will succeed every time, right? Because he has a blueprint, he has logic, he has a framework that he can follow and use over and over and over again. And so that's the thing that we want to have when we're trying to transition from just thinking and translating every word. And so that's what we need, okay? And so understanding the why behind Spanish, the logic, the framework, is super crucial, because your problem right now is you're thinking of every word in English, then you're translating those words directly to Spanish. And that just simply doesn't work. And so what's happening here is you might realize that and then try to memorize the sentence instead. So you might have said something incorrectly in Spanish, and then you try to understanding that sentence by translating it directly, of course. But then when you translate it, you just memorize that entire phrase. And the problem with that is that memorizing sentences gives you pieces, but understanding the why, like the logic, the blueprint, gives you the system to build with. It's the difference between the student who memorizes 3 + 3 = 6 and the student who understands the plus symbol and how it works, like the logic of it, the blueprint of it. You can imagine the person who just memorizes 3 + 3 probably doesn't know how to do 4 + 4, or, okay, more complicated, 23 + 23, right? But the person who understands the plus symbol and the logic of what it conveys will obviously be able to do that, because he understands the system. Like, he understands what it actually means. And so let me show you what Spanish logic looks like. For example, sentences like, I'm hungry, right? In English, you just say, I am hungry. Now, if you just translated I am, you'd get estoy or soy. In Spanish, you say, tengo hambre, I have hunger. And so what's happening is when you're translating word for word like that, you're not understanding the logic. And so instead, what we want to do is break down every single word and decipher the logic. I've made videos about this before, and I have other videos explaining specific grammar things in Spanish. But the core concept is the same. Memorizing gives you pieces, but understanding the logic gives you the system that you use those pieces with. It answers the question why. And that is super important when it comes to breaking this habit of thinking in English, translating the words Spanish, and then saying them. Because that simply ruins the flow, the fluidity, the fluency, right? And so all we're doing here is following a simple framework that actually has reasoning behind why it works. We want to get better at speaking Spanish, and so we're going to be speaking Spanish, understanding how to say that thing in Spanish if we don't know how to say it, and then repeating those 2 steps over and over again in order to actually learn. And when we speak it, we're speaking in a way that emulates a real conversation by doing it through narrating and elaborating and contemplating. And then we're understanding by actually understanding each individual word and then looking at the entire sentence through a holistic view to understand the actual logic behind the sentence. Like, my name is in Spanish, you could say mi nombre es, but a lot of people just say me llamo. Okay, well, what does me llamo or me llamo mean? It means I call myself. Oh, well, that makes sense. That gives you a logic that you can think of. A logic of calling yourself something is what your name is. And that's true, isn't it? What you call yourself is your name, right? That's what names are for. They're to call someone. When you call someone like, hey, Sam, get over here, you're calling them, right? And so it's like you're stuck thinking in your head in English because you're thinking of the word name, whereas in Spanish, they're not thinking of the word nombre, they're thinking of to call oneself. And so as soon as you start understanding words in Spanish through the logic of Spanish, I promise you, you will never have to sit there and translate word for word. Now, obviously, whenever you don't know how to express something in Spanish, you're going to go to your safe space in English to try to find some sort of parallel between those two languages. And of course, that's natural. But with this framework of speaking, understanding, and repeating, and specifically understanding the logic, you will hopefully avoid that, okay? And so ways of understanding the logic, I like to use a translator called DeepL and then translate word for word and then translate the entire sentence. And that way I get to compare those two and just sort of make my own logic of how that is. And usually that works, right? Humans are very good at recognizing patterns. And so if you yourself can recognize that pattern, great. Otherwise, it is just about using materials or sources that explain the why, okay? And this could be, for example, a program that teaches it, which I do offer, or, for example, a free course that goes through it very well as well. For example, the language transfer course is a very good one. What you want to avoid is stuff like Duolingo and Babbel that don't really do that. And another way is just asking AI for explanations, because AI is also extremely smart. It's artificial intelligence. And so asking artificial intelligence for, logic behind it and sort of an explanation behind, how sentences are made and why they are like that is a really great way to do that. And that is how you stop translating in your head in English. You did enjoy that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to get fluent in Spanish, if you're serious about learning Spanish and you want to get fluent using these frameworks, then you can check the second link in the description to join my program. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed and stay humble.